Hi guys, Miss Seaton here. I'm here to walk you through the basics of file management, which I know is funny. Yeah, you think it's funny that you can't find a file. I don't think it's funny when you can't find a file after spending 3 days on an assignment and you want to go turn it in and you can't find it. So, it's give and take. So basically there is an organizing, file management is talking about coming up with some sort of organization system for you to use so that you can find your files. Files are really anything that can get saved on the computer, and there's lots of different types of files. It's really important because you have to be able to find your assignments, because you're going to be the one saving assignments and not me, and I can't find them if we don't all use the same system. Also, if you don't finish, you don't panic. It's already, you have a procedure already in the works, so you know exactly what you're doing. And also, so that if you're like, Missy and I don't remember, I'll be like, oh, well, did you save it here? And then we can move from there. There are lots of different file types. And that is because different programs have different needs from a file. Like a photo file is a lot of information. It's got, thousands upon thousands of pixels, and each one of those pixels is its own data set with color and all of that. So that data set is a large amount of data, and so they have to create up with file types, usually like a JPEG or a PNG file. Sometimes the GIF files can also kind of be considered a photo file. But those are all pictures. PDFs will also do it too. Versus text documents don't have a lot of information. They're just words. They're just letters. So they're not a lot of information. So they can be small. In this class, we're going to use two main programs besides like Google Chrome. Is AutoCAD and then Fusion 360. There's three main ways to save in AutoCAD. The default way, so say if you open up AutoCAD, which, let's see if I have it open. Yeah. So if you started drawing, and I want to be in my home section. I've got my drawing done. And that's the start of it, whatever it's going to be. But it's like, oh, the bell's going to ring. I need to save. If you just come up here and click the save button, it's just going to save it as a drawing format. And you can see the format right here, drawing DWG. And that's what it would be. And so that's the main way to save it. You can also save it as a PDF, and that's the way I require it. Most assignments, not all, but most assignments, as a PDF so that I can grade them without being on a computer with AutoCAD. I have to work at lots of different computers because I'm all over the place, both at the middle school and the high school, and so I need to be able to grade from anywhere, so I require a PDF. And then there's the DXF files, and those are required for our machinery. So the plasma cutter and the laser engraver both have to have a certain file type so they can create a G code, and that's why they need the DXF. Fusion 360, same idea. That's our 3D modeling software, and the first is a default, and you have to go in and kind of tell it how to save it as a 3D model, and we'll get there when we are there. Getting to our system a little bit, they set it up for you a little bit in the welcome screen on the home page. With a file icon, and we want to know these areas. You want to know your desktop, you want to know where your documents are, your download folder, and shared folder. So let's open up our file. So this is the file icon, that's what I was talking about. This should be on the bottom bar of your desktop. Yeah, desktop is the screen that you see in front of you when you have nothing open, and so you can save different things to your desktop here. You can definitely also put in folders into your desktop, so things are a little less, convoluted. I get frustrated if there's lots of stuff on my desktop. Here is where you can find all of the stuff. I don't like using the quick access because I feel like it doesn't really work very well. But your documents, this is your documents. I have tons of folders, setting myself up again for success. Downloads, anytime you download something from the internet, this is what it's going to be. This is where it will be. And So you need to be able to find different things, different pictures that you might be downloading for our assignments. Best way to organize it is by date modified. So this is my first happened in 2016 as far as we keep it. My first download. But it's in date order, so this is something I downloaded today. So it's right there for me. Then also in here, so that's downloads, that's desktop, that's documents. Documents, you definitely should have a folder in here for CAD. I do not, because I keep mine in my AutoCAD folder on my desktop. And it is not organized. I need to organize it. And then the last one is KPBSD shared, and this is one that I'm going to use all the time for moving to the machines. So for KPBSD shared, you click right here, then you go to Home or High, and Students Shared. You only have access to those two folders, so if you try to go somewhere else, it's going to be like, you can't go there. Then you need to come down here to C10, CAD. And this is where you would save the 3 other options. So there is some stuff in the 3D printing. There's lots of things in the laser engraver and lots of stuff in the plasma cutter. And that is so that when you move to the machines, you can access it. Let's go back. Sorry, I'm just going on and on. You need to come up with your own system. Definitely use folders. It helps so much so you know where to go. And once you save in AutoCAD to one place, it will always go to that place first. So setting yourself up for success helps a lot. You also need to look at what kind of file you need. But the number one, okay, yeah, so setting yourself up for success, we'll get to the number one mistake that happens in this class, is you need to make a folder for this class in your documents or on your desktop, your choice, and label it drafting. Then you should have a folder for each unit, your laser engraver, plasma cutter, 3D printing, so you know where anything is at any given point. In this class, you really need to ask about the file type. But here's the number one mistake. People see that, oh, I just need this as a PDF file. And, okay, great. They save it as a PDF file, but then they don't save it as a drawing file as well. So that in a week, after I've graded it and been like, hey, that's not right, you need to go back and redo that assignment, they're like, well, I only have the PDF. I can't open it up in AutoCAD. And I'm like, well, then you need to redo it. So I always just save as a drawing file first, and then I go and create my PDF and upload the PDF from there. So that's the number one thing you should be doing. You want to also make sure you save in the correct folder and as the correct format. If you do not save it as your last name in whatever assignment I tell you it is, then I won't grade it. So that is something you need to make sure you're doing. And that is it for file management. Hopefully this is helpful and saves you some headache down the road. Thanks, guys.